Afternoon again, everybody. Alex StarCraft here, bringing you guys a replay I am so excited for. It is between Dream, who is Millennium Stephano, the blue zerg in the top left-hand corner, and Leenock Foyu, aka Leenock, the red zerg in the top right-hand corner. And I'm excited for this replay because these are two of the biggest names on the StarCraft 2 scene right now. Definitely, I would say almost the biggest zerg names. Leenock is just an incredible player. Obviously, he came out of nowhere, won his way all the way through the open bracket, and won MLG Providence 2011. Stephano, with an equal amount of fame, kind of also came out of nowhere and just dominated everyone, including the many of the fairly big-name Koreans that were present at the IPL 3 Atlantic City, I believe it was. And so that was in, I think, October, and obviously MLG Providence, that was in December. And so this game is going to be a ZVZ, and I'm very excited to see how both of these players do it, just because ZVZ is a tough matchup. I want to learn some more. I want to be able to teach everyone about it and show that it is not all 6 pools. Of course, Stephano not helping out too much with that. I think he went for something like an 11 pool, 11 gas. But I'm sure all these players at this level, you have very specific reasons for doing openings like this, and it looks like he's just going to be going for something like a fast speedling. We have Leenock going for the hatch first. Now, I know what a lot of people will say is they'll say PvP is kind of that rock, paper, scissors thing, where it's like, if, as someone, as I've heard described, if they go 4-gate and you don't go defensive 4-gate, you lose. But if they don't go 4-gate, you go defensive 4-gate, then... how to say this? If you go defensive 4-gate and they go 4-gate, you win. But if you go defensive 4-gate and they go anything else, you lose. And ZVZ can be a little like that too. A lot of times it's like if they go first a pool 10 or earlier and you go hatch first and they manage to find you, then you lose because they can force the cancel on the hatch. If they go like for quick banelings and you go quick roaches, chances are you can win, stuff like that. So it looks like Stephano is indeed going to be going for the speedling opener. He's actually keeping guys on gas, so it'll be interesting to see what he's going to do with that, whether he'll go for a baneling phase or if he'll skip straight to roaches, something like that. And we see Leenock with his pool just finishing his hatch too. We're probably going to see him, we might see him pull off this after 100 gas. Actually, you don't often do that in ZVZ. Just doing a little bit of micro there, but that's, I would say, a little bit more than... I might expect Leenock to be doing, just because, yeah, 2 zerglings denying mining on all of those drones. That's not ideal, but you see those zerglings are about to die, and Leenock gets some of his own out now. And so it looks like Stephano will indeed be going for a baneling speedling opening, while Leenock, yes, he did mine wow, that's beautiful. Even under that pressure, he mined exactly 100 gas and then backed off. But Stephano's speed is about to be finished, so as soon as that is done, he will have a little bit of an advantage for a bit. It will definitely put Leenock on the offensive, and we have about 5 seconds left until these zerglings can outrun the other ones. And I guess Stephano is going to be going for just some pretty big aggression early on. He does not, yeah, definitely. How many banelings is that? He's morphing in 6 banelings right now. Leenock throwing down a spine crawler because he's a little worried about the super early speed, some aggression, stuff like that. And you can see he does see there is no expansion. So at this point, he knows there's only really one option for what could be happening. That baneling getting off a pretty big hit, killing quite a few zerglings there. Now these zerglings running, getting the surround on the spine crawler. Leenock doing a very good job having the spine crawler focus down the banelings. It looks like the spine will go down. And there's still a lot of banelings alive. Wow, getting off some big hits on the zerglings. But hopefully they can do some damage to the drones. It looks like Leenock might lose both of his queens here, and yes, he will. He does manage to kill all the banelings, but he does lose both queens. And Stephano's still not expanding, so this is kind of a bit of an all-in. You see they're currently equal on workers. Leenock does have the slight extra larva production just because... Actually, no, they're even now, because even though he lost all his queens, even though he doesn't have the expansion up. So Stephano is just going to be, it looks like he's just flooding zerglings. He does have the 1 baneling, which gets 3 kills right there, so not bad at all. Now we just have the very intense zergling baneling, which you see both of their APMs are so high right now. Of course, Stephano's a little bit higher than Leenock, so it's kind of interesting. But Leenock pulling all his drones, which of course if there was a Baneling, that could be extremely dangerous, but he forces the cancel on that. Spine Crawler, and I would say, I think Stephano's in like a bit, yes, Stephano's in definitely a bit better shape than Leenock right now, with the exception of the fact that he still does not have an expansion. He is a little bit ahead on drones. He's making a whole lot of zerglings, and he is making even more banelings. So this is hyper aggressive play out of Stephano right here. It's very interesting to watch it, but a lot of times these days you've seen ZVZ become in a lot of ways more macro oriented, but Stephano say, I'm not having any of that. I am just going straight for the throat, gonna try and just completely kill Leenock straight up. We'll have to see, can these banelings get some hits? That one getting a decent one. Oh, what will these ones do? They're running away from the queen. It looks like Leenock is probably going to hold here, but Stephano, he's just making so many zerglings. But at this point, he no longer has the superior larva count, even though he does have the superior superior drone count by about 1. He does not have more larvae anymore, and again, he doesn't have an expansion. So if Leenock can hold this, he's more or less won, and that's why Stephano, you can see he's committing to it so very much. He does manage to pick off those oh, they do get a Baneling. And the thing is, he's not been able to do too much work with these Banelings. He's done a lot of damage with them. He's killed a lot of Zerglings, but he has not done any economic damage. And we see Leenock just starting to get more Zerglings to Stephano. We've got a whole bunch more coming in from Stephano. And this is a very back and forth game so far, but I would actually give the advantage to Leenock a little bit right now. Let's take a look at units on the field. Stephano has more Zerglings, but only, oh, good God. Stephano has more Zerglings, but not by a whole lot, but he has 10 Banelings on the way. Looks like Leenock is just going to be going for a counterattack. Stephano is going to see if he can catch them with this. But no, it's interesting to see what they're doing here. I guess Leenock's going to be going for a counterattack while Stephano just goes straight into the base. But again, ooh, the pretty big Baneling hit, but the Spine Crawler is probably going to focus down the Banelings there. He does get the weak one. Zergling's taking down the Spine Crawler. We've just got a lot of Banelings just pouring into the main, so we're going to have to see what kind of damage they can do. And there's one big Baneling hit. Oh, actually, no, Leenock, he is very well known for splitting his workers. And we see all of Stephano's workers are dying. Zergling's working down the natural of Leenock. He's also trying to get the spawning pool. These Banelings are just running around still trying to get those big hits off. You might want to, yeah, he detonates one just to spare the other ones. And another pretty big detonation. And, okay, this last Baneling, we're going to definitely have to see what that'll do. But at the same time, so essentially Stephano has more or less lost his base, and so is Leenock. They're actually totally equal in supply right now. Leenock is about to lose his natural, and he does. Looks like Stephano is going to be, what's he doing? He's just pulling around with some of these Zerglings. It looks like he's going into the main now. He's focusing down the hatchery, stopping any mining from taking place. And this has just become an all-out base raise. Leenock is going to be killing the spawning pool of Stephano. Stephano getting the hatch of Leenock. Yes, Stephano doing a very good job getting the Zerglings around, making sure he can get a slightly better angle on the spawning pool right there. And now they're just trying to kill each other's buildings. He's killing the Baneling's nest now, which he's trying to postpone as long as possible. So now I think the only building Leenock has left is the extractor. And it looks like he did clean up the Zerglings from Leenock, so it looks like Stephano should be winning this game right here. Once he kills the Zergling, or Extractor, the game should be over, and there it is. The game is over. Whew, that was quite a game. I've only casted a few ZVZs, and it is for that reason, because that can get crazy. Sorry if I missed anything important, guys. I tried my very best following all that crazy Ling Baneling stuff. And that was a very interesting game. You see Leenock, big macro map, pretty big macro player. He was gearing up for the big macro game, or like the 2-base Roach Infester play, something like that. And Stephano was just not having any of it. He started off with a Speedling opening and Banelings as well, and he just never looked back. So really, I think when Leenock lost those 2 queens and even just a few drones, that made enough of a difference. And Stephano's Leenock did a very good job mitigating the Baneling damage, but Stephano also did a good job maximizing it. So I think in the end, the Banelings, in addition to the slight worker advantage and the picking off of the queens from Leenock, let's take a look at workers lost. So wow, yeah, almost exactly equal there. So very close game. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm done casting. I probably won't be releasing anything new until the weekend. But since I've released about 8 videos in the last 3 days or something, I hope I can keep all of you guys occupied. Again, like my videos, share them, like my channel, comment, send me messages, anything you want to do, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I hope all of you guys have a wonderful day and play more StarCraft.